Welcome to Dwarvenkegger, I'm Tanner, and today I will be reviewing Warp Riders. This is the Sword's third studio album, and it came out in 2010. This video is a part of an ongoing series where I review an album, then Rob reviews an album, or Rob reviews an album, and then I review an album. Basically, we both review the same album. We try to keep it about 5 minutes, so when you're done with this, go check it out. Or if you're coming from his, welcome. Alright, so Warp Riders. First of all, cover art. Look how cool that is. That is completely badass and sci-fi, which is very fitting because this is a sci-fi concept album by the heavy metal, stoner metal band The Sword. If you don't know The Sword, you should definitely check them out. They are heavy riff machines, okay? And like I said, this is a concept album that is all based around sci-fi. It's actually split into two parts, the first being the Archer and the Orb, and the second part being the Android and the Sword, okay? So, this is their third studio album, and their first two definitely stoner metal. Okay, so this was kind of a little bit of a breakaway from that sound to more establish themselves as heavy metal, okay? They create riffs like they are going out of style. They are phenomenal. And they tell a great sci-fi story. This is one of my favorite Sword albums. It's phenomenal. I think they do an amazing job at painting a picture, okay? It's a concept album. So, on personnel, we have J.D. Cronois on vocals and guitar, Kyle Schutt on guitar, Brian Ritchie on bass, and then Trevette Wingo on drums. Okay, so there are so many great tracks on this album. My favorite, personally, are Night City, Trace Brujas, Three Witches, or what else? I don't know. I'm really kind of stuck on my third favorite, but the Warp Riders is a really freaking good one. This is a fun album, okay? And these guys repeatedly remind you that they are amazing at what they do. The guitars and bass are just they're just driving, and they do not let up, in the sense that you are constantly reminded that you are in a heavy sci-fi atmosphere. It's crazy. It's crazy good. His vocals are unique. They fit so well with what they're trying to do. I mean, it's great stuff. It just touches all the right notes for me. I absolutely love this album. That being said, there are some negatives. There's some instrumental tracks. Now, with the concept album, I'm a little more lenient on things like instrumental tracks. Overall, I think instrumental tracks, unless that's what your band does, they can take away sometimes. For a concept album, I could kind of understand. That being said, if you take all of the instrumental tracks off of the Warp Riders and you put it over here, and then you take all the tracks with vocals, you've really not taken away too much, okay? To my knowledge, there's about 3 to 4 instrumental tracks on here, maybe less than that. You could have done with like just one, guys. You could have really just done with one, because these songs are kind of long. They're like 6 minutes, and yeah, you could paint a picture in your mind while they're going off, but they all just kind of bleed into each other, in my opinion, because like I said, they're throwing tons of riffs at you. They're throwing all this heaviness at you. But after like 4 or 5 minutes of that, you're like, okay, I get it, basically. And that's the only negative thing I can really say about this album, is they're very good at what they do, but they give you so much that it kind of gets you too familiar with it. It kind of takes away kind of the shock of it. You're just kind of like, oh yeah, you're amazing, and you've got tons of riffs, and this is sci-fi, and things like that. It just oversaturates your mind with all the riffs. They could have cut back on that, and it would have still been a great album. That being said, like I said, it's a concept album, so I'm gonna forgive that a little bit more. This is a phenomenal album. It's one of the Sword's best. All of their albums are pretty damn good, in my opinion. I give this a solid 4.5 out of 5. It's great. I love it. If you're looking for heavy metal, if you're looking for a sci-fi concept album, if you're looking for, it still has some stoner metal vibes to it, don't get me wrong, it certainly does, if that's your thing. you need to check this album out. It's fantastic. I keep kind of going this way because for some reason I kind of like tossed it on the ground. But like, subscribe, hit that little bell at the bottom, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for all sorts of Dwarvenkegger shenanigans. And if you are looking forward to support the craziness here at Dwarvenkegger, then hit us up in that Patreon link below. We have budget booze reviews, we've got beer reviews, we've got Dom over there doing amazing cigar reviews, we have Rob ranting, we have DK shenanigans, we have so much content for you. All right, guys, check it out. Cheers.